You weren't born to wait, you were born to move. In this deep introspective lesson, a wise man shares 5 powerful steps to finally overcome procrastination. Not with pressure, but with peace. Discover how to stop delaying your potential and start living the life you were meant to create. Let this message ground you. Let it awaken your action. Tell us in the comments, what's one thing you have been putting off that you're ready to face? Subscribe for weekly wisdom that helps you grow from within. Tap the bell to be reminded of who you're becoming. There's a weight most people carry. You can't see it, but it shows up in their eyes, in their songs, in their silence. It's the burden of things left undone, the dreams that sit untouched, the goals that wait quietly on the other side of maybe later. It's called procrastination. And it doesn't steal time, it steals life. I want to share something with you, not from theory, but from experience. There was a time in my life when I waited. I waited for clarity, for confidence, for the right time. I told myself I was preparing, but truthfully, I was hiding because action felt risky and comfort, though empty, felt safe. Until one morning, I realized something that changed me forever. Waiting doesn't protect you from failure. It only guarantees regret. So today I want to give you something simple. 5 steps. Not quick fixes, but timeless shifts. Steps to help you stop procrastinating and finally start moving. And we begin not with what you do, but with how you see. Step 1. See procrastination as a messenger, not a monster. You're not lazy. You're not broken. Procrastination is not your enemy. It's a signal. It tells you where you're unsure, where you're overwhelmed, where fear has taken the driver's seat. The first step is not to punish yourself. It's to listen. Ask gently, what am I avoiding and why? Most often it's not the task itself. It's the feelings around it. Fear of not doing it perfectly, fear of failing, fear of facing something that reveals we're still growing. But here's the truth. Growth is the goal, not perfection. Step 2. Start small, so small it feels silly. I once met a man who hadn't written a single word of his novel in 2 years. He was overwhelmed by the idea of writing 300 pages. I said to him, can you write for 5 minutes today? Not a chapter, not even a page, just 5 honest minutes. He laughed, but he did it. And 5 minutes became 10, then a page, then a book. We wait for motivation like it's lightning, but action creates energy. So start small, tiny, even, until the resistance loses its grip. Step 3. Make the task sacred. This is one of my favorite lessons. Don't just do the thing. Honor it. Set the space. Light a candle. Turn off distractions. Tell your mind this matters. Because the way you approach your work shapes the energy it carries. Even mundane tasks, when done with presence, become moments of mindfulness. And the things that matter, they deserve your full attention, not your leftovers. When you make your actions sacred, procrastination fades. Because you're no longer dragging yourself through it. You're showing up for it. Step 4. Break the myth of later. I'll let you in on a hard truth. Later is a lie we tell ourselves to avoid discomfort now. But life doesn't wait for perfect timing. It responds to commitment. If you wait for certainty, you'll watch your dreams age without ever being lived. I once delayed a conversation I needed to have with someone I loved deeply. I kept saying, I'll talk to them when I'm ready, but readiness never came, and time slipped away. I learned then, later is where potential goes to die. Now is where life happens. Step 5. Forgive yourself and begin again. You will fall. You will delay. But every moment is a chance to return. Don't shame yourself for yesterday. Begin again today. I've restarted more times than I can count. And I've learned that discipline is not about never slipping. It's about always returning. Even if you've been stuck for years, it's never too late. Even if you've doubted yourself for decades, you can begin again right now. So let me ask you this. What have you been putting off? What quiet thing inside you is begging to be brought to life? What could happen if you stopped waiting and started moving? Because you're not just postponing tasks. You're postponing the person you could become. You don't have to sprint. You don't have to conquer everything today. But you do have to start. Start with honesty. Start with 5 minutes. Start with a sacred space. Start now before the voice of later pulls you back into sleep. Because the life you dream of is already waiting for you to wake up. This isn't just about productivity. It's about presence. It's about reclaiming your time, your choices, your becoming. So today, choose action, choose courage, choose to begin again. And I promise you, momentum will meet you. One step, one moment, one breath at a time. You know, I've sat across many people, young, old, driven, discouraged, and I've noticed something. People aren't afraid of work. They're afraid of what their work might reveal. Afraid that trying might expose weakness. Afraid that effort might not be enough. So they wait. They polish the plan. They organize the desk, but never take the step. I used to do that too, until I realized you don't need perfect confidence to begin, just enough courage to move. Let me tell you a story. There was a farmer in the hills who had a large field. Each year he promised himself, next season I'll finally plant the orchard. But each year he found excuses. Not enough rain, not enough money, not the right tools. 10 years passed, and then one spring morning, his son asked him, "Papa, why don't we ever have fruit trees like the others?" The farmer looked down and said, "Because I always thought I had more time." That day, they planted together. And though it took years, the trees eventually bore fruit, not just for them, but for the whole village. The best time to start was yesterday. The second best time is now. You see, when we delay, we don't pause life, we pause ourselves, but life keeps moving, seasons keep changing, and the windows of opportunity, they don't always stay open. That's not to scare you, it's to wake you, because the habit of waiting becomes a life of wishing, and one day you'll look back, not at what you failed at, but at what you never gave yourself permission to begin. There's a saying I carry with me, don't wait for the water to be still before you swim. Life will always have noise, distractions, doubts. You have to move within the noise, not wait for it to disappear. The world won't quiet itself for your dreams, but you can find your stillness inside the movement. You can take action in spite of the uncertainty. That's true power, not acting when things are perfect, but acting when they're not. Let me leave you with a final truth. Discipline is love, not punishment, not restriction. Discipline is how you care for your future self. When you choose action today, especially when it's hard, you're giving tomorrow's version of you a gift. Progress, peace, pride. You'll lay your head down at night not with regret, but with respect, because you didn't wait, you didn't hide, you showed up. So my friend, this is your invitation to stop waiting, to stop overthinking, to stop needing everything to be perfect before you start. Start afraid, start messy, start small, but just start. Don't let your dreams collect dust. Don't let your ideas stay silent. Don't let your potential sit on pause. Because one day you'll realize that the things you feared were never as heavy as the regret of not trying. Right now, this very moment, can be the line between the old story and the new one. So take the step, write the page, have the talk, launch the idea, clean the space, apply, commit, move. And when the doubt rises, and it will, meet it with this simple phrase: I will not wait, I will walk.